Sun Life Financial is proud to host this roundtable on healthy workplace cultures in partnership with the HR Reporter. It's part of our thought leadership platform, The Conversation, which brings together leaders and experts to deliver the best thinking in group benefits both inside and outside our organization.
With an aging population, more treatable diseases, and a growing number of specialty drugs, drug plans in Canada are seeing dramatically rising costs. Canadian HR Reporter recently moderated a roundtable sponsored by Sun Life Financial that brought together several experts to discuss the challenges and possible solutions, looking at issues such as how these plans have evolved, innovation in medicine and technology, the benefits of targeted treatments, the growth of chronic diseases, evidence-based drug plans and tiered formularies, generic substitutions, and employee preferences. In this video, the first of a three-part series, panelists talk about what's behind the rising costs of drug plans and the issues involved, including chronic diseases, usage rates, specialty drugs, innovation, and targeted treatments.
If we look at, from a drug plan, if you look at what the drugs and the types of drugs that are coming out to marketplace, it's just we're in this age of rapid evolution in the technology that goes into bringing drugs to market. As a result, the drugs that are coming to market are that much more powerful or effective. They're also, we talked about 5-10 years ago of having targeted medication. We're also in that area where it is very targeted and precise. So if you look at cholesterol as an example, where it used to be hundreds of thousands of people were eligible for treatment, now we're getting very specific treatments when it comes to their genetic makeup, right? So targeting it at that level, where even in a large population, there's only subsets of population that would actually benefit from the product. So that's the level and the preciseness that we're getting in medication as a result of course, the innovation that's happening, not only in the medications itself, but the technologies that go behind it to develop medications.
Some of the bigger diseases too, we actually truly have treatment for now. It's a very exciting time. If I use cancer as an example, not that many years ago, we used basically poisons for cancer, and they were cheap, which was the good part. Government happily paid, but the goal was to basically poison the cancer before you kill the person. It was a very crude science. In only the last few years, the treatments that have come out for various cancers have been nothing short of astounding, and will continue in the next 5 years to become even more astounding, where we will actually be able to manage how the body itself handles the cancer and allow the body itself to resist the cancer. And these are treatments that are starting to come on the market already. They're very, as you said, very targeted. They come at a cost. And because they are true treatments, we have to always remember that cancer treatment was not really a true treatment until very few years ago. It was just simply, it was like insecticide, just poison it. And it worked graciously sometimes, but not always. And things have really moved forward in that area.
One of the things that's come out of examples like the cancer treatment is we've taken diseases that used to be death sentences and made them into chronic diseases. Yes. Whether you talk about HIV or you talk about cancer, that's phenomenal from a drug treatment perspective. It's had a bit of an unanticipated effect on those who are paying for the programs, in that now you're treating something for many years as a chronic disease in a very expensive manner in some cases, differently than you would have in the past. So that's created a timeline of how long someone will be on a very expensive therapy that's different now than it was 10 years ago. It really flows through into something like large amount pooling, which has become a huge challenge for many organizations, whether you're talking about the insurance industry or whether you're talking about employers, is you're now funding chronic diseases or treatments for chronic diseases, which can be upwards of $30,000 or $50,000 or $500,000 a year. That's a whole new world of funding chronic diseases in that manner. That's not what stop-loss insurance was built for. You're trying to solve today's problems with an old solution, and everyone's feeling the tension from that.
Another element is that, I like your example, Adam, treatment for cancer was previously paid by public plan. So because it was at the hospital, now it's directly at home. Yeah. Sometimes it's treatment, it's a pill. Mm-hmm. So it's completely different cost shift directly in private plans. So now employers and both employers and employee, depending on cost sharing, are paying now for those treatments. So it's completely new world.
Somebody mentioned mental health. I mean, I think that's an area. Diabetes, cholesterol. I mean, we tend to see pretty high usage in some of those categories on a consistent basis, and that does tend to drive our costs. In addition to some of the biologics and specialty drugs, we've had that scenario in the last couple of years, which then leads to questions about stop loss insurance and that whole topic.
The number of prescriptions per year has risen quite dramatically since in the last 10 to 15 years, the number of prescriptions a person gets per year. And largely the chronic drugs, the less expensive chronic drugs, which make up 75% of the spend for most employers, they're really very much unmanaged. So if somebody has a drug plan, they get a prescription, they get a sniffle, they get an antibiotic before they go south so they don't catch a cold. The antibiotic is useless, but there's really not a lot of management around those things. So I think with access comes, well, I can get it, it doesn't cost anything, so I'll use it. And I think that's accounting for a lot of unnecessary and probably wasteful use on that side.
And utilization has also gone up, as you mentioned, as a result of the aging population. So as we have an older population, not only, of course, the aging in itself and disease that comes with it, but they're also using more medications. So in the past where it might have been just diabetes, now it's diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol. So right there we're treating 3 diseases, once again, in a population that's also aging. So more people, more drugs, more diseases.